All right, as soon as we are ready to stream, we can begin. All right, welcome. Murray City Council meeting. Councilmember Dominguez has been excused for the evening. This meeting's called to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, which Councilmember Turner has graciously agreed to lead us in.
All right, please stand. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'm realizing I started the meeting without reading for our Open and Public Meeting Act. I still need to read that, correct? Okay. In accordance with Utah Code 52-4-207, due to infectious disease COVID-19 novel coronavirus, our chair has determined that meeting in an anchor location presents substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location because physical distancing measures may be difficult to maintain in the Murray City Council chambers. Federal, state, and local leaders have acknowledged the global pandemic. Salt Lake County Public Health Order 2020-15, dated October 26, 2020, recognizes that COVID-19 is a contagion that spreads from person to person and poses a continuing and immediate threat to the public health of Salt Lake County residents. It is my intent to safeguard the lives of Murray residents, business owners, employees, and elected officials by meeting remotely through electronic means without an anchor location. The public may view this via live stream on our website, www.murraycitylive.com, or on our Facebook page. Citizen comments or public hearing comments may be made live through the Zoom meeting process or read into the record by sending an email to city.council@murray.utah.gov. My apologies for skipping that before the pledge. All right. We will start with some, we have to go to the minutes. I was jumping straight to special recognition. I was very excited. We'll start with approval of the minutes. Is there any discussion or corrections? If there is none, I will take a motion.
I'll move to approve the council meeting minutes for April 20th, 21.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Brooke?
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye. All right. With our minutes approved, we can move on to special recognition. Excuse me. First, we have Murray City Council Employee of the Month, Ed Gulick, Inventory Control Specialist, and Brett Hales and Blaine Hackey are presenting.
Thank you, Kat. We appreciate that. Ed, are you with us? How about Blaine?
Both are here.
Oh, you're both there.
I'm here. There I am.
There we go. There you go. There you go. There we see Ed now. Well, Ed, we're glad that you're here tonight with us and grateful for your service as an employee with the Power Department. Ed has been with the Power Department for 13 years, and he's the Inventory Control Specialist. And Ed, we started this program many years ago, and we just love recognizing our employees and grateful that Blaine recommended you. And we'll have a plaque that your name will go back here on the wall, and hopefully you got that $50 gift certificate. If you don't have that, we'll get that to you and your certificate. So on behalf of the council and all those that work with us, we're grateful for your service, and we're going to expect to hear from you. But before that, we'll turn the time over to Blaine. But thanks for all you do for Murray City, Ed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks, Council. Once again, we get the opportunity as a Power Department to bring a good employee in front of you. Excuse me, opportunity doesn't come around very often. So anyway, Ed, it's been 13 years, Ed, since you started, believe it or not, 2008. Ed, I believe, started at Yellow Freight, came over to us from Yellow Freight, and the reason why we recommend Ed is because he brings some stability to our warehouse at a time when we needed some stability with some movement of some people there. Ed has always offered to come in on overtime and help out with outages. He's always been very hardworking and willing. If you've ever been to our warehouse, you'll be greeted by Ed and his partner in crime, I guess you could say, is Brian Matern. And the two of them greet very professionally the people that come in. Now, our warehouse also fields materials for public works and parks and fire department and police department, mostly for our power people. But we see a lot of city employees go through that warehouse every day. And Ed seems to know them all. And Ed has been able to stay above city riffraff, city politics, city talk. That sometimes comes to play when a lot of employees get together. Ed has been able to stay above that, and I appreciate that. A little sidelight on Ed. When the pandemic hit back in March and April of last year, supplies were getting scarce, and I remember that Ed found a case of N95 respirator masks in the back of the warehouse. And it was a very coveted commodity that time. And so we were able to share those with the first responders here in the city. And there for a while, I think Ed was a hero for a lot of the first responders. Ed's a delightful conversationalist. He talks sports with city employees. He can talk about anything, actually, but he is pushed by sports. If you get to talk to Ed for a little while, you might catch a little bit of a jargon or tongue from back east. Ed's not a Utah, and just a little bit. I've talked with him. You'll know that he's coming from Pittsburgh area, and of course, well, I'll let you tell who his favorite football team is. But I think it's quite obvious who that might be. We really appreciate Ed. Ed's time to shine is coming up here in the next month, and we take our inventory where we count not every nut and bolt in the warehouse, but a lot of the transformers and poles and those types of things. We have close to $1.5 to $2 million worth of inventory in our warehouse. A lot of it is big items for our turbine building. A lot of it is small items, but Ed and Brian's time to shine is coming here in the next couple of weeks. And so Ed makes sure he has his fingers and his toes ready to go, and he counts all the nuts and bolts. Ed is supervised by Kerry Hart, and his partner at the warehouse is Brian Matern, who is fairly new to the city, and Ed's been a good mentor to him. So, Ed, this is my pleasure to bring you up here and have the city council recognize you. And thanks for taking the time off. Ed's actually taking a little bit of time off this next week, and so he's coming in on his own time, you might say. I appreciate the sacrifice for coming in. Ed has 3 daughters. He has a UTV. You still have the Kawasaki?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Ed and I have his and her Kawasaki's UTVs, and so he likes to UTV ride, camp, and fish. And like I say, he loves sports too. But thanks, Ed, for coming. And if, I guess you want to say a couple words, fine. If not, hit mute and go spend $50.
Well, I'll just thank you for all that. And I certainly appreciate this recognition. I have enjoyed my time at Murray. Like Blaine said, I came here from Yellow Freight. I actually retired from there. I was fortunate enough to retire I was 49 years old. And it was a big move. I was a little worried about it, but it all worked out. It's all been a good move. I've enjoyed it. And like Blaine says, I get to meet a lot of the people from inside the city, and I appreciate that. And made some good friends, some good people. So like I say, I appreciate the recognition. I appreciate all those kind words, Blaine, and don't think I'll be there for another 13, but maybe I'll be pretty old by then. But looking forward to the rest of my years there. So thank you guys.
Go Steelers, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. I didn't even mention that when you said I was from Pittsburgh. If you come in the warehouse, you see there's some decoration in there. People see it when they come in. So some people like to come in and give me a rough time about it too, and that's okay. I enjoy it. So
awesome.
Congratulations,
so thank you all.
Ed.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
thanks,
congratulations, Ed, and thank you so much for your service. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it was nice to meet you, Ed, and thanks so much for being with us tonight and for everything you do. All right, next up is consider a joint resolution of the mayor and municipal council of Murray City, Utah to designate and support the week of May 16th through the 22nd, 2021 as Emergency Medical Services Week. We have Mayor Camp, Chad Pascawa, and Dr. Adam Balls presenting.
Okay, thank you. I'll read the resolution, and then we'll ask Assistant Chief Pasqua to talk further, if that's okay. This is a joint resolution of the Mayor and Municipal Council of Murray City, Utah to designate and support the week of May 16th through 22nd, 2021 as Emergency Medical Services Week. Whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness and injury, and whereas emergency medical services consists of emergency physicians, emergency nurses, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, firefighters, educators, administrators, and others, and whereas the members of the emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. And now, therefore, be it resolved that in recognition of this event and of all those who serve in emergency medical services, the Mayor and the Municipal Council of Murray City do hereby proclaim, designate, and support with much appreciation the week of May 16th through 22nd, 2021 as Emergency Medical Services Week. And we encourage the community to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. And that is the resolution.
Thank you. And did you say Dr. Balls wants to speak to it? Is he on?
Yeah, but if you'd like to vote on the resolution.
Oh, do that first?
First.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I would take a motion.
Okay, I will move to adopt the resolution of the Mayor and Municipal Council of Murray City, Utah, to designate and support the week of May 16th through 22nd, 2021 as Emergency Medical Services Week.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Brooke?
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye. Excuse me. And if the doctor would like to speak, we'd love to hear from him.
And Madam Chair, Dr. Balls is not available this evening, but Chad Pasqua will be speaking, and he has a statement from Dr.
Oh,
Balls.
perfect. Sorry, my misunderstanding. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say that. You didn't misunderstand.
Oh, brilliant. Even better. Thank you.
Hello, yeah, Dr. Balls is actually out of the country on vacation. He works hard for IMC as well as Murray City Fire, so he is at a well-deserved vacation in Costa Rica right now. But Mayor, members of the City Council, and citizens of Murray, it's my honor to share a few words with you tonight as we celebrate EMS Week. The theme for 2021 is "This is EMS Caring for Our Communities." It's a great honor for me to work alongside the great men and women of Murray Fire. Each day during long shifts, these men and women use their skills, knowledge, and training to provide life-saving medical treatment to our community members. Each day they comfort the sick, offer a helping hand to the sick or injured patients, and ease pain and suffering during moments of trauma and tragedy. I've witnessed their work and can attest that Murray Fire sets the standard for pre-hospital medical care in the Salt Lake Valley. I want to personally thank each and every member of Murray Fire. They are wonderful people who are courageous, kind, and compassionate. I'm grateful for the support given by the mayor and the city council and for your continued work to provide our crews with the right equipment, training, and facilities to be able to deliver the best possible care. And usually we do a barbecue. We've done that in the past. Now with the COVID, situation, we're just doing a social media post. So I hope you guys all are members of Facebook or Instagram, and you can look at our social media posts. Or Chief Harris actually had a message today that I posted, and then there'll be messages during the week, during EMS week. So appreciate your support.
Thank you so much for reading that and for joining us today and everything you all do. Would anyone like to say anything?
Big thanks, Chad.
Yeah, I just want to second everything Chad said. We have the best emergency responders in the state. I have no doubt of that. And it's due to the people that lead and the people we have hire and train. They're the best.
And I will just echo that and say thanks, Chad. It's great to have you, if not in person, on video. So anyway, take care and thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Mayor, for presenting. All right, next up is citizen comments. Jennifer, do we have any?
We do. We have 2 citizen comments.
Great.
Patty and I will split them up. So I will start with the first one. It's from Brent Barnett. Dear City Council, this current proposal for downtown Murray is frankly a complete embarrassment to the City of Murray. Girding England has a good reputation, yet this Murray proposal is mundane and wasteful of this crucial block in Murray's downtown. This is about vision. Any firm is worthless to Murray City without a vision of how this block fits into our city. They must articulate this vision of what this downtown block should be. We need a real downtown Murray commercial center. This block is the heart of downtown Murray. It should be designed as a gathering place with open space for public gathering. It should create interesting streetscapes and interesting pedestrian space. This proposal fails to understand that this block should draw crowds from the entire city. To do this, it needs unique public features that bring in crowds on evenings and weekends. 40,000 cars go by this block every day. We only have to pull a small fraction of those people. This teeny corner of public space is The teeny corner of public space in their design is laughable. We need a plan that includes real public spaces where the public can gather for outdoor events and music. Seriously, give us some real public gathering space. Evelyn has taken time with the planners of I'm struggling tonight. If Evelyn had taken the time to talk with the planners of Mill Creek's new city center or Holiday, they would see how public events in this commercial center can bring people downtown from all around the city. If Evelyn can design good public space, why haven't they produced something of this quality for Murray? Murray City has little expertise in including citizens in a design process. This is why we need an outside design firm. We need feedback on alternative conceptual options for public consideration. This gets the citizens excited and ensures the final design has great features and beauty. So far, Evelyn hasn't done this. If they can't do this, then they won't do a good job for us. It violates the public trust to tear down historic buildings. It is only natural that any proposal should include one design that integrates historic buildings along with a proposal that destroys historic buildings. These 2 options should be evaluated by experts and by citizens. In conclusion, the current proposal is simply an embarrassment to the city. Just look at how stupid we look compared to what Mill Creek and Holiday have. If Evelyn can't handle this, then we need to find someone who can. The citizens can only hope that Mayor Camp will listen to these issues. Mayor Camp hasn't shown the citizens that he has any ability to engage with their concerns. This may be his last chance. If this block is not developed to its potential, the good citizens of Murray will have nobody to blame but Blair Camp. Brent D. Barnett. And Patty will read the next one.
Okay, this is from Beverly Kringle, and these are comments by Jenny Greenwood at the April 6, 2021 City Council meeting about school children's safety involving heavy traffic were of concern. Similarly, the push to make Vine Street into a highway will cause statistically certain accidents to occur. Children and parents from 3 schools and 2 churches, along with other pedestrians and bikers, will be greatly impacted since many vehicles already travel at 50 and 60 miles per hour. Only 3 crosswalks exist between 900 East and Highland Drive, Van Winkle, over 1.5 miles in length. Statistics show that recovery from accidents is greatly reduced in proportion to increasing speeds. They become fatal over 80% of the time at 40 miles per hour. under the FHWA Bicycle and Pedestrian Program, Section 1404 of the Safety Lou Safe Routes to School, was created for both the health and safety of school children. The statutory purposes for the Safe Routes to School program are: number one, to enable and encourage children, including those with disabilities, to walk and bicycle to school. Number two, to make bicycling and walking to school a safer and more appealing transportation alternative, thereby encouraging a healthy and active lifestyle from an early age. And number three, to facilitate the planning, development, and implementation of projects and activities that will improve safety and reduce traffic, fuel consumption, and air pollution in the vicinity of the schools. The revised plans to make Vine Street into a highway will both thwart and undermine all the purposes of the Safe Routes to School program, as well as the NEPA, the National Environmental Protection Act, which requires citizens' involvement. Because the Vine Street widening project will necessarily affect air and noise and have significant impact on travel patterns, the categorical inclusion 23 CFR 771 and 117 claimed is not applicable. During the same meeting on April 6, 2021, Arbor Day was discussed, along with Murray City's Tree City USA designations, and the request for citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and our woodlands. Pedestrians and bikers using Vine Street are being told that we must exchange many trees and greenery and the shade and oxygen they produce for both concrete with 7-foot wide sidewalks, and asphalt with a middle turn lane. With I-215 on the south and Van Winkle Expressway on the north, the need for a highway in between is non-existent. This recent redesign needs to be changed with citizen input. That's it.
Thank you. All right, there are no items on the consent agenda or the public hearings, so we'll move on to business items. The first one is consider a resolution of the City Council of Murray City consenting to the reorganization of the Wasatch Front Waste and Recycling District as a local district. And we have Diane Turner and Pam Roberts presenting.
Thank you. We discussed this last month in our committee of the whole, and what this will do is formalize our support, and it makes sense that we support this in terms of kind of making things a little easier for Woodford and in kind of streamlining the information, just everything they do. So anyway, Pam Roberts, who is the executive director of Woodford, is here. So if anyone would like to ask her questions, or we have attached also the resolution that has been recommended. So anyway, Pam's here. If you'd like to say anything, Pam, otherwise you certainly don't have to. I guess you can't.
Well, nice to see you all in person, and
Yes.
Good to meet Councilmember Martinez. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself in the back room there, but it's good to see you all, and I appreciate the support. Murray City will be the final city township that will be adopting the resolution. Then we move on to Salt Lake County, who is basically, I think, supportive, but I think Board Member Jim Bradley, has said that who's also the council member. He supports it, and he anticipates it will happen in the summer. So thank you. Any questions for me, I appreciate it. But.
And Pam, thank you. You do such a great job as executive director with Woodford. It's really great serving on the board with you. So anyway, are there any questions for Pam or for me?
Just a big thanks for all you do for us, Pam. You're a great supporter of ours. You always say we're a great supporter of yours, and you are a great supporter of Murray City. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, if there's no questions or discussion, I'll take a motion.
I'll make the motion. I would like to make a motion to adopt the resolution of the City Council of Murray City consenting to the reorganization of the Wasatch Front Waste and Recycling District as a local district.
I'll second.
All right, Brooke?
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hales?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye. All right, thank you. And thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. All right, our next item is consider a resolution adopting the city's tentative budget as amended for the fiscal year beginning July 2021 and ending June 2022, and scheduling a hearing to receive public comment before the final budget is adopted. And Brenda Moore is presenting.
So thank you. I'll just kind of do just a quick summary of what has happened so far. The mayor presented his tentative budget. We had our hearings or our discussions with the council, and I have made the few changes that you had requested. The budget has been up for citizen review since Sunday. It got posted on Sunday on our website, so any of the citizens who would choose to could go out and look at it between now and the public hearing date, which will be set for June 1st, 2021. So some of the highlights of this budget is it does include a cost of living increase of 3% for our employees, funds our health insurance increases. It has lots of infrastructure projects for both the enterprise funds and the streets and capital projects fund to continue the trying to keep up with and maintain all of our different systems within the city. For the enterprise funds, it proposes no new, we have rate increases that are happening that have been previously instituted, but we are not proposing any new ones in this particular budget. They are, all of the enterprise funds are looking very good and are self-sustaining as they should be. For the general fund, I think we've striked a pretty even balance of making sure that we're providing the city citizens with the services that they have come to expect over the years. And we are not proposing any new property tax increases. We are proposing to use reserves to balance this budget. These reserves were created during the pandemic, mostly from receipt of CARES funds, which we were able to, for fiscal year 21, we will increase our reserves. In fiscal year 22, we will use that increase to fund the next year's budget. So that is what's before you, just to approve the tentative budget. The public hearing will be on June 1st, and then the adoption with any changes that may be made will be on June 15th. Any questions?
No questions? Any discussion? All right. Thank you, Brenda. Then I would take a motion.
I'll move that we adopt the resolution for the city's tentative budget as amended for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022, and scheduling a hearing to receive public comment before the final budget is adopted.
I'll second.
All right, Brooke?
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hales?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye. All right, thank you. Next up, consider a joint resolution of the Taylorsville-Benyon Improvement District and of Murray City Municipal Council declaring an intent to adjust their common service area boundary. And Danny, are you with us?
I am back with you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. So as a follow-up to our conversation in the Committee of the Whole, what you have before you is a resolution between Taylorsville, Benyon, and Murray City declaring our intent to adjust those boundaries. And I would be glad to offer or to answer any questions. The general manager, again, of Taylorsville, Benyon, and his engineer are on standby as well if there's any questions that you have.
Any questions?
I don't have any questions. You did a really good job, Danny, in the committee of the whole explaining it to us, so I appreciate that.
I agree.
All right. Yes, thank you for the presentation and explanation in committee of the whole. And just my favorite part of the resolution is the part in bold, that this does not change the borders of Murray and Taylorsville, that it's purely for utilities. So
Utility, yes.
just
That's
saying it in this meeting too, just for fun. Well, all right. If there's no questions, then I would take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve a joint resolution of the Taylorsville Benyon Improvement District and the Murray City Municipal. Oh, that's the end of it. Oh, it does. Murray City Municipal Council declaring an intent to adjust the common service area boundary.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Brooke?
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye. Thank you. And thank you, Danny, for staying on with us again.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Then I will turn the time over to the mayor for the mayor's report.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple of things this evening I wanted to make you aware of. First of all, the outdoor pool is scheduled to open on Saturday, May 29th, which is Memorial Day weekend. So we're looking forward to another good season at the outdoor pool. As of right now, the plans are that it will be able to be used at capacity. So that should be good. The second thing is in regards to the library. The library plans to allow patrons into the library to browse the bookshelves and other media beginning on June 1st. And they will be requesting, however, the customers check in when they arrive, and there will be a time limit of 30 minutes for their visit. And computers will still be available by reservation. Okay. As was noted in the council communications last week, there are multiple street and water projects that are beginning now. It's the season. The public can stay up to date on projects by subscribing to the city's e-newsletter and or following the Public Works Department Facebook page. Also wanted to let the council know that there is a vacancy on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board representing District 4. So if you know someone who that resides in District 4 that would like to serve or has interest in serving on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, if you could please have them contact the Parks office. The power department finally was able to turn on one of the hydro units today up a little Cottonwood Canyon. There's enough water runoff now to start generating. They're generating at 2.4 megawatts today. So that's just with one generator. And then finally, I just wanted to mention in the RDA meeting today earlier, you heard Melinda Greenwood mention the timing of the cell tower. And that was a little bit different than what we had passed on to you a couple of weeks ago in council communications. We got some bad information and unfortunately passed it on to you. It was it was a lot more optimistic than what is really happening. So the cell tower, the current cell tower won't be down in May as we had initially reported. It'll be looking more like August. So we'll keep you up to date on that. I know. Are there any questions I can answer?
Other than darn again, that's too bad. How frustrating. But also, I think I have someone for the Parks and Rec Board. So
good. Okay.
Yeah. good. Came at a good time, actually. So thank you.
Great.
All right. No other questions? Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you and have a great night.